Have you been thinking about buying a new Mac, but you're scratching your head? You're wondering, what if I go and I spend hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars, and I don't like it? I'm not familiar with the Mac. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy working on it. I don't even know what the learning curve is going to be. I'm moving from a Windows computer, going over to a Mac. Is it going to be hard to learn, right? What if we could go and test drive it first, right? So a friend of mine, he was doing some research with ChatGPT, and he told me about a service called MacInCloud. I know, kind of a weird name, but yes, it claims that you can remotely access a real Mac computer through the cloud. So in this video, I'm going to go through and I'm going to sign up for an account with Mac in the Cloud. And I'm going to go ahead and just connect to it right from my Windows computer here in my office. Okay. And I want to see if this is going to give us a real feel for what it's like to be using a Mac before we go out and spend thousands of dollars. All right. So this is a test. I have not signed up at all. I have no idea what this is going to be like. The main thing is just to kind of see what this will be like. I'm Sean from the Tech Gremlin Warrior, and let's go play with this. Let's see what see how much fun we can have with this. So we go over to macincloud.com. And one of the things that my buddy Mark pointed out to me that we both really, really like, and that is if you go over to pricing, they have a pay as you go plan. Now, check this out. You can go and you can pay. It's kind of taking a little time to pull up here, but you can pay by the hour for $1. So if you really just thought, hey, I think I can get a feel for this in an hour, I'm just going to go pay $1 for an hour. That's nothing, compared to going out and spending 800, 1,000, $2,000 on a new Mac computer. The other thing that I really like is you can get a whole day for $4 a day. Now, the next thing that kind of jumps out at me when I'm looking at this, and if you aren't already aware, Macs, their releases come out with names. They don't have version numbers. And so what we're showing here is Sequoia. So this is an older version of Mac. The latest and greatest is Tahoe. Something to kind of keep in mind, though, and that is that the beauty of a Mac OS is that it's not dramatically different from one version to the next. The interface is pretty much solid. It's pretty much, hey, this is the same as it's always been type of thing, right? They don't do a whole lot of huge changes to the user interface. Unlike Windows, when they do a change, it's always all over the place, and it's like learning a whole new operating system. With Mac, that's not going to be as big of a case. So just hear me when I say that we can still get a pretty good feel of what it's going to be like moving from Windows to Mac by going through this. Again, but the big thing that I also want to point out, and that is, if you look down here at the specifications, it says that this is a Mac server. This is typically a service that's kind of targeted for developers. But again, even with Mac servers, the environment and the user interface is so similar that this will still give us a general idea. But again, we won't know for sure until we sign up and fire this up and see what happens. All right. So I've not done any kind of a login or sign up at all. We're going to go all the way up here to the very top, and I'm going to scroll all the way to the top, and we're going to click on login and sign up. So I'm obviously going to pause the video and do all the sign up. If you wanted to, you could go ahead and sign up with each of your, sign in with Google, sign in with Facebook. I like to be more secure. So if one of these goes down, let's just say if you're signing in with Google and all of a sudden Google has issues, you won't be able to sign into this. Now, how often that happen? Almost never. But still, I always like to use a dedicated email address and a dedicated password. I just pop it into my password keeper and then I go from there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll sign up and pause the video. I'm going to sign up and then we'll come back. All right, so I'm logged in. I'm ready to go. It immediately took me to the payment page with all the different options for the payment plans. And again, we have over here, most flexible, pay as you go. I'm going to go ahead and just click on buy plan. And this should be kind of interesting. They got all kinds of stuff here. Preset general. I'm just going to leave it at general. Selection overview. Again, there's nothing in here that I'm going to play around with. Um, Notice here that it immediately jumped to due today $36.40. So now what I need to do is go back and see what's going on here, because I don't really want to pay $36.40. That kind of defeats the purpose of, hey, let me just try this for $4. So we've hit a snag, a big snag. When you go to the Mac in the Cloud website, it clearly advertises that you can do it for $4 per day, pay-as-you-go pricing. But when you actually try and sign up, I signed up. We have to pay for 7 days, and it's like over $30. And I was really hoping to test this for just a single day before deciding whether this is worth exploring further, right? I was really hoping this would be a viable option to be able to test a Mac before you go out and spend hundreds or thousands of dollars. So at this point, not really sure if this is going to be a beginner-friendly or an affordable option as I thought. It still might be for you. You might think, hey, I'm really, really seriously thinking about buying a Mac, but I really do want to give it a test drive first, and I'm okay spending 30 or 40 bucks for it. And if that's the case, great. But at this point, we've hit a snag, and we've tried to test it out, and this was a good test. As far as I'm concerned, it failed miserably. All right, the MacInCloud, it looked perfect, and it looked like it'd be a great option until I actually did the sign up, and the pricing's misleading. So that's it for this video, everybody. Thanks for watching.